pesa yako ni pesa ngapi?
50 bob tu.
Hani kwani wewe una uchanja ya Nairobi? Niko na kashita kadogo lakini unajua nikakupwa kwangu inakaa kama elephant lakini kwako ni kainsi.
Sina pesa.
Haya.
Unafanya nini? Unataka kuwekea watu sumu? Halo. Na ndio paaje. Na niangaliaje hapa na nabisha yako.
Aya.
Unaonyesha nani meno? Ukicheka tena na kuvunja si ati nini? Amua nataka nikuvunje. Weka mawe, weka.
If he lives alone and something happens, there'll be no one to take him to the hospital. How would we do it? We got one bedroom, a living room, and a sunroom. No matter what you do, that's it. How can we add another room?
Hi.
Hi.
You must be hungry. Lunch is almost ready.
Are you tired? Take a rest. I'm fine. I mentioned to the dance club that you were coming. This is good for relaxing. Oh yeah, from Andy Liu, a Bluetooth speaker. We use it for dancing. The sound quality is awesome.
Wakenya, ni wakati mwingine wa kuhakikisha kuwa umefile KRA returns. Je, uko rada una challenge yoyote? Usiwe na shaka. KRA wakishirikiana na KBC Channel 1 wanakuja hapo ulipo kusaidia kufile returns na kulipia ushuru wako. Jiunge na msafara wa KRA Roadshow uwe fiti mambo ya returns. Jumanne ya tarehe 12 mwezi Mei tutazuru eneo la Nyeri kuanzia Karatina. Tuingie Mkuruini, Othaya, Nyeri Town, Mweiga, Kiawara, Chaka na hatimaye tumalizie na Rumoro. Tarehe 30 Juni kwa mlangoni. Usingoje hadi dakika za mwisho. File KRA returns mapema. Ishi bila stress. Jijue, jibeta. KRA, tulipe ushuru, tujitegemee.
Mtazamaji, natumai ubuheri wa siha popote pale ulipo. Karibu tena kwa taarifa zetu za Kurunzi Mashinani. Mie wako Sheila Kayaro Yogo. Rais William Ruto ameidhinisha kuwa sheria miswada mitatu mipya ambayo ni mswada wa kodi ya mapato wa mwaka 2026, mswada wa marekebisho ya maeneo maalum ya kiuchumi wa mwaka 2026 na mswada wa majiji ya kiteknolojia almaarufu Technopolis wa mwaka 2024 katika ikulu ya Nairobi. Sheria hizo mpya zinaboresha mfumo wa udhibiti wa Kenya ili kuimarisha nafasi ya nchi kama kivutio cha uwekezaji wa kubuni mazingira bora ya kibiashara yanayotabirika na yenye ushindani.
Sheria ya ushuru wa mapato inalenga kutoa msamaha kutoka kwa ushuru wa faida wakati ambapo kuna uhamisho wa mali ya kampuni kuelekea kwa wanahisa wake au wakati wa uhamisho wa mali kwa kampuni kutoka kwa wanahisa wake. Kabla ya kuidhinishwa kwa sheria hiyo, uhamisho wa mali kati ya kampuni na wanahisa wake ulivutia 15% ya kodi ya faida chini ya sheria ya kodi ya mapato, ingawa shughuli hiyo haikuhusisha wahusika wa nje na haikuwa na faida. Sheria ya maeneo maalum ya kiuchumi inalenga kuimarisha ushindani wa Kenya kwa kupanua wigo wa maeneo maalum ya kiuchumi ili kujumuisha maeneo ya mafuta na gesi na kuoanisha maslahi ya ushuru yanayotumika kwa mashirika yanayoendesha shughuli katika maeneo hayo. Nayo sheria kuhusu miji ya teknolojia inabuni mkakati wa kina wa kisheria ambao utafanikisha kuzinduliwa, kukuzwa na kustawishwa kwa miji hiyo humu nchini. Sheria hiyo inanuia kuweka Kenya kifua mbele kama kitovu cha biashara zinazojikita kwenye teknolojia, uvumbuzi na utafiti kupitia ufunguzi wa vituo vya pamoja ambavyo vitalainisha utoaji huduma za serikali.
Wakazi wa eneo la Kwapunda katika kaunti ndogo ya Jomvu, kaunti ya Mombasa, wameelezea wasiwasi kuhusu hali duni ya barabara katika eneo hilo, wakisema barabara zisizoweza kupitika zimetatiza huduma muhimu na kuhatarisha maisha yao wakati wa dharura. Wakizungumza wakati wa maandamano ya amani, wakazi hao wakiongozwa na Veronica Karisa ambaye ni mhudumu mkuu wa afya ya jamii katika eneo hilo, walisema imekuwa vigumu kushughulikia visa vya dharura za kiafya kwa sababu magari hayawezi kufika katika eneo hilo. Wamewataka viongozi wa kaunti kukarabati barabara na kuboresha miundombinu ya uchukuzi katika eneo hilo.
Changamoto ile tunapata hapa, kama mimi ni mhudumu wa afya nyanjani, kukiwa kuna mgonjwa au kama kuna mama anataka kujifungua, inabidi tumbebe na mkeka, sababu wheelbarrow haipandi na kuna gari inaweza shuka au ikapanda au pikipiki. Security ile ya serikali iko Mikindani, wakija waangalie hizi nyumba za barabarani kule chini kwenye kuna maporomoko hawafiki.
Na sisi tunataka kuambia viongozi tutengenezee shule hapa. Hakuna shule yoyote yenye tuko nayo, hakuna stima pale, wamama wanateseka pia na hii mambo na barabara.
Wagonjwa wa Zoloto humu nchini wameelezea wasiwasi kuhusiana na unyanyapaa, utekelezwaji na ubaguzi dhidi ya baada ya kunusurika na saratani ya koromeo. Kundi hilo linajumuisha manusura ambao Zoloto zao ziliondolewa kupitia upasuaji kutokana na ugonjwa wa saratani, ambapo wameachwa bila sauti miongoni mwa changamoto nyingine. Mbugua alipatikana na saratani ya Zoloto mwaka 2010.
Nataka kujikuna huku ndani, lakini hakuna kitu inafika huko ndani. Kanda kutoa jasho usiku, kitu ilikuwa inaendelea kuvimba. Sasa iliposhikana nikashindwa kupumua na sauti ikapotea.
Mbugua anasema upasuaji ulibadilisha maisha yake pakubwa, ambapo mke na watoto walimtelekeza. Na hayuko peke yake. Askofu Mbogo Nduati anasema alipoanza kupoteza sauti alidhania ni mafua ya kawaida. Manusura hao wanasema hali hii imeathiri maisha yao, ambapo wamepoteza hisia za ladha, harufu na changamoto nyingine. Akiongea wakati wa mkutano hamasisho kuhusu ugonjwa huo, mtaalamu wa magonjwa hayo Daktari Faith Githi alisema visa vingi vya saratani ya Zoloto kutokana na uvutaji sigara, unywaji pombe na sababu nyingine za kimaumbile.
In females, and this one is mostly associated with the lifestyle and the habits that male gender is associated with, like smoking, alcohol, and also exposure to chemicals. The age of 50-55 is the most common age. However, even younger people, they can still suffer.
Manusura hao wanatoa wito wa kukomeshwa kwa unyanyapaa na kutelekezwa.
There's something slightly odd or different about you that you're a problem, and then that's how stigma starts. There's also the stigma from the lack of communication, because you cannot communicate without the voice box. People now assume like you're cognitively challenged. They want to communicate for you. They want to say things on your behalf, but it doesn't have to work that way.
Kasichana Masha, Kurunzi Mashinani. Na mdhamini wa mpango wa Save Communities, Dr. Joyce Kidhure, amesisitiza umuhimu wa kuwawezesha wanawake kupitia kubuniwa kwa mazingira yatakayowapa fursa za kujistawisha kiuchumi. Akizungumza jijini Nairobi alipokutana na wanawake zaidi ya 1000 kutoka sehemu mbalimbali za nchi, Dr. Kidhure aliwahimiza wanawake kuchukua nafasi zao ili kuleta mabadiliko katika jamii zao kupitia miradi inayofadhiliwa na serikali. Matamshi yake yalikaririwa na katibu katika Wizara ya Uchumi wa Majini, Besti Njagi, ambaye aliwahimiza wanawake kujitosa katika sekta ya uchumi wa majini.
Every society stands strong on the sacrifices, prayers, wisdom, and the savings of mothers. As we celebrate this beautiful day, let us continue to promote unity in families, peace in our communities, and hope for future generations. Many mothers continue to face economic challenges, health struggles, emotional stress, and the responsibility of raising children in a rapidly changing world.
From where I sit now, is to have all these young people with jobs, especially within the blue space, which is the open space there. And I am praying relentlessly for God to open a gate for me there, so that within the blue economy, within the cruise ships, we may be able to get the jobs.
Na mtazamaji, hivi sasa tuelekee moja kwa moja tupate mbashara taswira katika chuo kikuu cha Nairobi, ambapo rais kiongozi wa taifa hili William Ruto anaongoza wenzake wa mataifa ya bara Afrika.
And so down that ramp they will be running just behind the VIP pavilion. That's where they will be, and we are going to do that. 2 laps of the 2.7 cross. So, and so at the moment it's the boys who are about to line up. And the boys now are off. It's going to be the same distance they go around that. And it is after they have been, after the athletes have started that, we're going to be having the awards ceremonies, and this is for basketball, boys and girls. And then after that, we have got the football pitch. And looking at it, so movements being made as we've got the president of France, the president of Senegal, and the president of Kenya. If you want the names, there is President Emmanuel Macron, His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, and His Excellency Bassirou Diomaye Faye, who is the president of Senegal. And so there they are. And their first stop is the basketball court. We had the also as he makes his way onto the basketball court. We could be taking a look at chance for them to meet to the young basketballers. And at the same time, so that and you can take that. Everyone has been asked to clear the court. So let's take a look at the players who are going to be involved. We have seen the Nairobi City Thunder players here. Derek Ogechi, Diang, we've seen Ariel Cow. And you can always see the excitement. Everyone wants to be around the president, but this is a different time. And that means that everyone has got to stay away from that. You can take a look at that aerial shot. So let's take a look as we get an explanation as to the basketball experience that we've had today.
All right, Your President, Excellencies,
we have drills that you'll be able to watch from our young boys and girls. Experience program, a program, of course, that has been fronted by the French Development Agency. That is a...
So, remember, it's a youngsters who are showing some of the drills. The drill that is on at the moment is the layup. That is where they are. Remember, there's also Coach Brad Ib. That is a successful one. And this time round, going with the left hand. That is their initial challenge for them. Remember that for these young players, develop them such that they can play the sport with either hand. You may be having a dominant right hand or a dominant left hand, but when it comes to the game of basketball, you've got that moment. There are times when you do not have that chance to change arms, and that means you've got to work well with both arms, especially if you're trying to score right next to the board. So that is the presidents who are there as the drills continue. And also remember that there has been a deaf basketball team here, and the basketball included that. So you have the young boys, the young girls, and also the deaf athletes. And remember, Kenya also has got a deaf basketball team, so we're seeing them out there as they continue with that. And at the moment, what we are watching is the free throw challenge. That is what is going on. Another skill set that is required in the game of basketball. So anytime that they are got that a foul is committed on the paint, that's where they are. So it will be for those. But before we see if the players have got anything to do, well, there will be a presentation of the trophies by the three presidents who are here, and we will be back with the Africa Forward Summit as the dignitaries will be giving their remarks much later in this program that we've got, and that is after the cross country. Back to you, Sheila, and Broadcasting House. That is Sheila Rezendelea na Kurunzi Mashinani.
As we bring the trophy, and as the blue team comes, a round of applause to them, please. Round of applause. That is the trophy, Your Excellency. The second one. The orange team, team number in the boys category, has won. A round of applause to them. Yes, they have taught the president a new sign language. Well done to the team. Congratulations, Your Excellency. 51,000 boys and girls, Your Excellencies, have benefited from basketball experience. 51,000 in 128 schools across Kenya. Thank you to France and Kenya relationship. So let's call up orange team. In the boys category, orange team, thank you very much. For the blue team, well done, congratulations. Makofi, and of course claps to our blue team. Let's call the orange team in the boys category, or the photo session. Oh yes, it's very important for this photo session.
Please let us move back to allow the photo session and clear the way also for the drone. We'll have some nice drone shots.
The presidents are having a photo with the winner, blue team girls in basketball.
Let's take a step backward, everyone. One step backward, please. One step backward.
Smile for the camera. This is being streamed.
I'd like our dignitaries to also look at the sky.
Media, we request you to move just behind because so you can get enough space to get that beautiful photo. Media tunaomba, we request you to move behind. You will get a good picture from a distance. Media, we request you to remove behind tafadhali.
And we welcome you back to the University of Nairobi grounds as we see the Blue Girls team who were the winners of the basketball category. They have received the award. The orange
of the Republic of Senegal. We request, of course, the excellencies to award the trophy.
And the orange team are the girls winners. The president of, as we get to see the teams being awarded, and let's get to the floor and hear it from the people who are on the floor directing this, as they have all the details on the winning teams.
Well done. Congratulations. Smile for the camera, Your Excellencies. A photo. Asante sana. Kenya Basketball Federation President Hilmi Ali for actually handing that trophy to Bill. Let's have a photo.
A photo
with the Excellencies.
Okay, media, one step behind.
All right. Please, journalists, we request you to move behind to get a good photo. All right. We are happy. The Secretary General of Kenya Basketball Federation, together with the President, are here with the excellencies, with the boys winners. That is the orange team here at the Africa Forward Summit 2026 sports demonstrations. Smile for the camera. It's very important for that. That picture is being beamed over. We are also will know after you have of course finished the photo. Let's head to the football pitch. Thank you very much. Let's move to the football pitch.
And please, only the leaders should enter the pitch.
Only the presidents are on the football pitch, tafadhali. Only the presidents.
Only allow the presidents in the football field.
Only the presidents
on the basketball court. And the winning side, who are football mass A, who defeated the French school in the final, are going to be there.
Claude Roy, who most of you know very well.
Now, if you're looking for a top coach in the world, you've got to look for the man who's known as Claude Leroy. You can see his face there. He has coached in South Africa, he's coached in Nigeria. He has been considered to be one of the main coaches who fully mastered the nature of African football. And the president is going to have an opportunity to present the young people as President Emmanuel Macron. Immediately the skills, and we've got the presidents who are now playing a passing game, much to the delight of Claude Leroy. Emmanuel Macron is out there and take. They have tip-top with the president of Senegal.
Presidents, remember, of course, we had different teams here.
As you can see, that they are joined by one of the players from the French school. One of the three teams that were competing here, the other one being
Sports City when we are inaugurating. I hope you'll be doing the same when you're doing the penalty shootout. Right now, I would like to request the coaches to bring the gold winner.
And let's get the gold medal winner in the football category. Mass Team B winning against French School A, and that is the winning team of the football competition at this sporting experience.
As our athletes are coming back,
Football Mass Team B. Football Mass Team B, we request your presence here. And then after Football Mass B, French School B will be here. So Football Mass Team B, French School Team B,
we have the first cross country. We have the winners of the cross country arriving now.
All right.
So let's clear the track.
Requesting for all right, Football Mass Team B, please the trophy to be out for the gold award. Football Mass Team B is here. So we are requesting for the trophy to be brought to us as the athletes are making their way to the finish line.
We actually have the first 5 athletes who have arrived, but we will finish with football and then award this football.
Okay. We will start with the French Silver Award. So, Presidents, please award the silver. I would like to request the Presidents, His Excellency President William Ruto, for football.
At the moment, the French School Team B, they are being awarded by President. Oh, they finished second in the football tournament.
Right here.
And remember, there's also third place. So one more moment of joy for these youngsters.
Football Mass Team B. Remember, Football Mass is one of the civil society organizations that engages in football development at the grassroots level.
Remember that there are teams that have been supported through the
thank you very much.
French Development Agency, AFD.
Well done. You might need a photo
and that
with
is
the
why teams like Oman, Angaza, all getting involved in this tournament as direct beneficiaries of the AFD funding that goes across the continent to support cultural and sporting initiatives for the young people. So we've had that moment where the youngsters are now going to have a photograph taken with the
let's have that photo.
The 3 presidents.
Camera people to have
there they are.
Moment. And
see that
we
those
want our VIPs also to have their seats as we wait for the athletics sequence of this particular.
And remember that we have got athletics that is coming to a close at the moment, even as this presentation is being made.
And finally, Your Excellency, to greet, of course, the team that won gold, as that is the Football Mass. Football Mass, please.
So the French School Nairobi.
All right, thank you very much, French School Team B.
We are going to have Football Mass Team B that won the gold medal.
All right, we request you. Thank you very much, players. We can move again. Asante sana. Thank you. We can move out of the football pitch, players. Let's move out of the pitch. Very much. Asante sana. Congratulations for winning silver. Your Excellencies, I will request you to say hello and take a photo with the team that won gold in this particular competition, and that is Football Mass. Please come and Football Mass, come and say hello to your presidents. And then you take a photo. We are waiting for that gold trophy wherever it is. If it comes or not, we shall of course have a photo session. Which are the champions, Your Excellency? The trophy. This is a Football Mass, Your Excellencies. These are the teams that
are all the youngsters also around the president. That moment of joy, having to take photographs with 3 presidents simultaneously. President Bassirou Diomaye Faye of Senegal, President Emmanuel Macron of France, and President William Ruto of Kenya. So that is the presentation sequence that we have got, and we can all say that.
Please, for the photo.
no one wants to miss this photo opportunity as it happens.
Please smile for the photo before you'll exchange the cards, don't worry.
And remember that also we've had the cross country. And so with everybody looking for that one opportunity to have the football, to have the, that opportunity for a president, that. So we are now seeing the president move towards the finish line of the athletics track. And noting that the other presentations that are to be made. The cross-country event has come to a close. And so at this point, you can see that there is a huge crowd that is following the president at all points. And so the top 3 boys and the top 3 girls being awarded. And after the presentations, we shall now be moving to a bit of the formal part of this event. But let's get to listen from the activities on the floor.
Thank you very much, President of Kenya, and thank you, President of the Republic of Senegal. Of course, the presidents are engaged in the signing and receiving the gifts. Asante sana. Thank you, French Ambassador to Kenya, Your Excellency Arnaud Touré, as they receive the gifts with a sign, of course, of that commitment. Remember, this is the Africa Forward Summit, sports demonstrations, basketball, football, and athletics. We are waiting for athletics anytime to be making their way. In the athletics, would like to request...
Our leaders will go to the finish line of the cross country, where they will award the marathon and the cross country winners.
In the men's category, the winner is Obadiah. Number 2 is Dennis Kiprop. And number 3 is Meshach. Your Excellency, please be ready to award them their prizes. Obadiah, number 1 in the men's category. Kiprop in number 2, and Meshach, number 3 in athletics. In the ladies category, Lona Cherono, number 1, Ruth Chepto, number 2, and Ruth Cheruto, number 3. In the girls category, Lona Cherono, number 1, Ruth Chepto, number 2, Ruth Cheruto, number 3, as the winners or the top 3 in the races that I've already done here at the cross country at the Africa Forward Summit Sports. Right now they are being awarded their gold medals, their silver medal, and their bronze medal by the Excellency, the President of Kenya, the President of France, and the President of Senegal.
Please take one step behind. All journalists, please take one step behind. Let's create more space, please.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies, for honoring this particular occasion and awarding our top athletes, Your Excellency. Asante sana for this occasion. I'd like just to engage with the President a little bit. Your Excellency.
Okay, please let us come to the finish line where you will take the picture with the athletes.
Asante sana, Your Excellency.
Winners, please come to the finish line.
Congratulations. We request everybody else to remain where they are as we allow the Excellency President.
Please come to the finish line with the athletes for the
Please
final
remain
picture.
where you are. The President.
We are awarding the ladies, the girls who are
awarding the winners in the ladies category. We are waiting for the medals for the ladies. They should be here. The presidents are engaging with them, talking with them. We request them. Yeah, the ladies' medals, kindly. We request the medals for the ladies and also take a photo with the president As the medals come, let's have a photo session with the presidents. The winners in the ladies category, congratulations. Well done. Smile for the camera. This photo is beaming live across the globe. Asante sana, Your Excellency Presidents. Well done to the number 1, 2, 3 in the girls category in the cross-country race. About 2 to 4 kilometers that were held within here at the University of Nairobi. Well done to the winners. Well done to the coaches. And well done to our legend Tegla Lorupe for ensuring that these athletes are trained and prepared. House 42 and House of Coaches, congratulations. And Kipran and Decathlon, well done for such a great event. Asante sana.
Okay, clear the finish line, please.
We request, of course, after the award, the awarding of the medals are finally arrived. Thank you very much. Asante sana, as we are seeing some of the other finishers in the cross-country coming in as the President's award finally the medals to the winners in the ladies category. Our legend Tegla Lorupe, well done for nurturing and growing this talent. Congratulations and well done. That's a photo for many, many ages that you'll be putting as a portrait somewhere in a Hall of Fame. Asante sana. Thank you, Excellency President William Ruto. Thank you, President of France, Macron. Thank you, President of Senegal, Diomaye Faye, for really coming to award our trophy. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, we have awarded both the athletes for men and women's category. Right now, we request, as they are given their trophies, Kipran, well done. Kipran are very involved in nurturing these talents, and these are some of their products, and they will be definitely making their way into glory. Asante sana.
A round of applause as our leaders exit.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies, for making time. I know they were just short of time. They are supposed to go back to the business forum. We appreciate that you're able to make time to come and award our winners, to come and recognize our champions. Today, our champions will be there many years to come. Thank you very much. All right.
So our leaders will progress to their various destinations before they move back to the main event, Africa Forum.
Thank you very much, President of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency William Ruto. Thank you very much, the President of France, Your Excellency Emmanuel Macron. And thank you very much, President of the Republic of Senegal, Diomaye Faye. Thank you very much, CS Cabinet Secretary for Sports, Creative Economy and Youth Affairs, Honorable.
And that has
other CSs,
the
CBS, for really making this occasion a success. Ladies and gentlemen,
Emmanuel Macron, the President of Senegal, His Excellency Bassirou Diomaye Faye, they have had an opportunity to come down to where there were sports demonstrations. Basketball was one of the sports, football was the other, and we had a mini cross-country event. And now the heads of state are walking back to the University of Nairobi Taifa Hall. And that event, that here at the University of Nairobi grounds, remember it's coming to close, and we have got the business forum. So that, remember, today has been a day for around business and sport. Tomorrow is when we have the Africa Forward Summit proper that is going to be taking place at the International Convention Center, and this is from 8 a.m. It was a great moment for these youngsters interacting with world record holder in the men's marathon, Sebastian Sawe, having a moment to have to interact with the Jacob Coast Mule, former Harambee Stars coach, John Bobby Ogola, former captain of Gor Mahia and the Harambee Stars, Musa Otieno, former captain of the Harambee Stars. We did see also in the presence today Joe Masiga, who not only football for the Harambee Stars, but he also played rugby for the Kenya 15s, and they're doing it. And also the coach of the Harambee Starlets, Mildred Cheche, who has been here with us right here. Also having to be coached by Brad Eads, coach of the Nairobi City Thunder, Mike Finley of NBC. Ari Okao is another of the basketball stars who was here. Derek Ogechi, the Nairobi City Thunder family, all coming to interact with them here. So that was great. Tegla Larupe was here. Paul Tergat was here. And including being told about an athlete who wants to do 700 kilometers. Yes, a refugee athlete who wants to do 700 kilometers over 7 days, running just to send one message about safety and all that. So remember, that is doing an Ironman event 7 times over 7 days. 100 kilometers a day is no mean feat at any place, any time in the world. I know we've had lots of exciting activities happening here today for the youngsters, getting to meet heads of state, and also that one opportunity where, you know, the heads of state did not use their motorcades, but opted to walk from the University of Nairobi Taifa Hall over to the University of Nairobi Sports Grounds, where there was all that activity happening. And remember, there's still more athletes who are finishing their event. There is a mini relay going on at the moment, so the young athletes all getting to a point where they're finishing their 6-kilometer run. You can see them as they get past the finish line. And at the moment, yes, my colleague Bernardo Kumu is also, he has been pitch side, he has witnessed quite a lot, and it is a moment for us to have a conversation with, you know, some other people who are involved in the activities today. So Bernard Okumu, we shall be joining him shortly, and remember, he's going to be speaking with the Kenya Basketball Federation, who organized the 5x5 for the boys, the girls, and also for the deaf athletes. A conversation with Athletics Kenya would also be great. And so that is another opportunity for them. So they are. So remember, it's quite been a big, busy day. One of the guests we were expecting today was County Coventry, president of the IOC, sent apologies and was represented by Paul Tergat in this particular event. So the activities are all there, and you can see that Baradukum is just getting ready to have this basketball conversation. So we are ready to hand over to him. So Bernardo Kumu, when you're ready, I'm sure I will be giving the directions. And even as it is right now, most of the people beginning to leave this venue where they have been involved all day. It's part of the Africa Forward Summit 2026. And let's get to hear from Bernardo Kumu speaking with Abel from the Kenya Basketball Federation. Over to you, Bernard.
The broadcasting house has been a fantastic day that's been defined and of course characterized by a flurry of activities here at the University of Nairobi grounds. Remember that other events are happening at the Taifa Hall, that's at the University of Nairobi, but most likely here, more importantly here at the University of Nairobi grounds, is where has been the heartbeat of sports, as much as the focus and the spotlight has been on Kenya, as welcomes over 30 states and leaders of government in Africa for Africa Forward French and Africa Partnership and Growth Summit that's ending tomorrow. But let's just do quickly a recap of what a day has been. And with me, I have Michael Finley, the country director NBA Africa, and Mr. Ali Helmi, who is the acting president of the KBF Kenya Basketball Federation. Karibuni sana. In English we say welcome, Mr. I'd like to begin with Mr. Michael Finley. I mean, a fantastic moment for NBA Africa, so for basketball. It's been one of the sports that's been on exhibition here, showcased. I mean, how does that just make you feel? You feel excited? You feel like finally we've had this particular punch that we've been seeking for?
No, great. No, thank you again. Good to see you again. Yeah, it's been a great culmination of a wonderful program. The fact that we are now able to work with children with disabilities, 50-plus schools, over 50,000 young people. It's just great continuing on the work that KBF has been doing for many, many years here. So it's awesome.
Sure. And of course, AFD has also been visible here, doing great work as well for basketball. I mean, how better can it get with AFD?
No, I think it's been a wonderful run of several countries, and what better place to end than in Kenya. Well, we hope that at the end of the year, with all this momentum, that we can renew a partnership with AFD and the Kenyan government, the Red Cross, French government, and continue the growth, creating more opportunities for young Kenyans to play the game.
Sure. And 100 courts program and project is still on course?
Yeah, look, it's a long road. Yeah, it's on course. You see, we refurbished the University of Nairobi courts as well. So yeah, we need corporate Kenya to come in with us and go further, but we're off to a great start.
How does Africa take advantage of these opportunities? We're talking about the fastest growing continent with the population that's young, as well as a stronger demography. How can we take advantage of this, especially Kenya and Africa in general?
Look, I think we are taking advantage of it. I think Kenya's doing a great job because you have young talents like Medina Okat, who comes from the school programs in Kenya all the way up through sort of the 3-on-3 and being burst onto the world stage. I think those are the type things that need to happen, and now that sets the tone. I think you're going to see thousands and thousands of young Kenyan girls that'll enter the game as a result of young talent like that has been developed straight from the Kenyan ecosystem, where there's not been an African that left an African ecosystem the way Medina has and is now playing at the highest level. So that's a tribute to Kenyan basketball, a tribute to the federation, a tribute to the schools program. It's really to continue to do what Kenya has been doing for many, many years.
Sure, and I know that for sure NBA has been knocking on the doors for the East Africa for a long time. Maybe it goes back to 80s, 90s, but finally it happened in 2023 when, you got a chance to meet the president in New York, and what followed after was quick events, opening up the office and all that. And, all along, all that time before it was open, I know it was all about some of these come with such projects. I mean, when presidents are here, and I know that you'll have a chance to be on the table maybe in some setting, what would you like to say? What would you like to tell them? What are some of the solutions that should be found from such meetings?
Oh, I would like to say that basketball is a multi-billion-dollar industry everywhere in the world, except where the majority of the talent exists on the African continent. And so it's important that governments, presidents, all understand that basketball is a business. It's a big industry that is waiting to explode in Africa, in Kenya, and across the continent. So that's what I would say.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Mr. Michael Finley. Hilmi, naam, karibu. Jambo la mwisho ambalo bwana Finley amesema ni kwamba hii ni sekta ambayo ina uwezo mkubwa sana. Ni kweli?
Ni kweli kabisa alivyosema Mike Finley. Huyu ni kwa kizungu tunasema sleeping giant. Basketball ni kubwa zaidi. Tukiichukua kwa mfumo wa kibiashara, basi itanufaisha watu wengi sana. Ametaja kuhusu Medina Court, alianza katika huko chini chekechea. Mimi naweza kujivunia kuwa, naweza kusema kuwa mimi ndio kocha wa kwanza. Mimi ndio kocha, naweza kujivunia kuwa huyu mtoto alipokuja kutoka nyumbani sisi ndio watu wa kwanza kumpokea na nikaanza kumfundisha, na katika msichana ambaye amepata opportunity nyingi sana za kucheza nje ni yeye, kwa sababu tuliona mwisho wake ni mwema, ndio maana tukawa tunamsukuma kwa kila aina ili afanikiwe, na kwa uwezo wake Mwenyezi Mungu ameweza kufanikiwa, na wako wengi kama yeye. So hawa mabwana hawa AFD tunaomba wa renew hiyo contract yao tena, ili tuweze kupata funds za kuweza kuingia huku chini kwa mashinani, tuweze kuwatoa watoto wengi sana ambao pia wataweza kufanikiwa mbele kwa siku za usoni.
Na mikutano kama hii ambayo inaleta pamoja wale watu ambao wanafanya uamuzi, sio, katika bara Afrika, ni nini hasa ambacho labda kinafaa kuzingatiwa kwa sana wakati labda mnapatana nao? Ni mambo yapi ambayo mtakuwa mnazungumza?
Kitu ambacho tunaomba tuzingatiwe sana, mwanzo tunaomba tufunguliwe milango tuweze kukaa na wao, kwa sababu huwezi kupanga kitu kama huwezi kukaa na kiongozi. Lazima ukae na kiongozi, umwambie kiongozi, hii ni ndoto yangu niko nayo hii. Tukiendelea mwelekeo, hii ndoto itaweza kuwa ya kikweli katika miaka 2-3 inayokuja. Pili, tunataka baada ya kukaa na kiongozi ama kukaa na wadhamini ama wafadhili, tunaweza kusema sasa we need to invest more kwa wakufunzi na kwa makoch. Chona kwa makufunzi ndio makoch, ili waanze kufundishwa tekniki mpya za kuweza kufundisha. Basketball imerevolve differently sasa. Wale makocha wetu bado tuko nao hapa, bado wako na ile coaching bado ya zamani. Sasa lazima tuwapeleke mahali waende wakafundishwe coaching ya kileo. So hapo inakuja baina ya Kenya, vile president amekaa na president wa France, Kenya na Kenya Basketball Federation na French Basketball Federation, wakae pamoja, tuanze program, tupeleke makufunzi wakafundishwe, tupeleke exchange program, so that in miaka 2 inayokuja tutapata wachezaji bora zaidi ambao ni sasa ni ile tu sasa kujifungua kwa upana zaidi. Naam.
Labda umepata nafasi ya kuketi na wale wanaofanya
kwa mkutano huu tumeweza kuzungumza na CS Mvuria, tumezungumza na PS kwa kipana. Hata yeye akaweza kuniambia, umenibwaga sana, naomba kama unaweza hao watoto wakafika mbali kwa international. Nikamkumbusha, ngamwambia sisi kwenye 3 kwa 3 tumeweza kufika katika level ya World Cup ambapo ni kubwa zaidi. Sasa ni kuweza kupanga tupate level ya kufika Olympics. Na sasa tumeanza program, team imeanza tayari kutrain hapo Nyayo. Tunaanza kujiandaa kwa mashindano ya Nation League, tumeanza kujiandaa kwa mashindano ya World Series ya wanawake na even Commonwealth, na even kuanza kujitayarisha zaidi kwa miaka 2 tuweze kufika Olimpiki pia sisi.
Na labda ushirikiano mwisho kabisa, ushirikiano wenu na NBA Africa labda mchezo na vile uendelezi wa mchezo huo. Tumeona City Thunder wamekuwa wazuri sana, wameweka jina la Kenya katika ramani ya bara Afrika. Wameweka jina la Kenya katika ramani ya bara Afrika, wamefuzu katika yale mashindano ya BAL, japo kwamba wamejafika pia, lakini zile ni steps ambazo zinaelezea kwamba kuna potential, sio? Na pia ile kazi ambayo wanafanya NBA Africa, mngeweza kushirikiana nao vipi?
By the way, NBA Africa tunashirikiana nao kila siku. Program zao tunajiinvolve, wanatualika tunajiinvolve. Hata wameweza kufanya ile inaitwa NBA Africa Junior ambayo ikafanywa Mombasa, ile the best 50 kids ambao walilekwa mahali pamoja. Just imagine katika watoto 50 kulikuwa watoto bora waliweza kuchukuliwa kwenye timu ya taifa watoto wa miaka 16. So NBA Africa they are doing a very good job, na tunawashukuru zaidi na tunawaomba tuendelee kufanya kazi na wao zaidi. So na timu ya Thunder kama unavyoiona performance yake imekuwa nzuri, na pia tunawasukuma ili wazidi na pia tunasukuma timu zingine kama timu ya Bandari, KPA wako na uwezo zaidi hata kushinda Nairobi City Thunder. Ni wajiweke vizuri, wajipackage vizuri, management Mr. Captain Ruto wajipange vizuri, aangalie tunataka kuwa kama Thunder, they can be better because Thunder is a self-sponsored team. KPA is an institutional team. So wao wako na more advantage ya kuwa timu bora Afrika nzima, hata ulinzi kwa sababu ni serikali ambayo ni mikono ya serikali yako pale karibu. So naomba management ya KPA, management ya ulinzi iweze kukaa chini, ianze kufikiria jambo lipi Thunder wamelileta ambalo wao miaka yote hawaja kuwa nalo. Kwa sababu nikisema hivi ni kuwa Thunder ina miaka mingapi Kenya? Miaka 3. Hawa KPA ilikuwa miaka mingapi hapa? Miaka 40. Ulinzi miaka yote. So ni wao kukaa chini na kutafakari, kuangalia hawa wenzetu wamefanya lipi la tofauti mpaka wakaanza kupata mafanikio haya. Tunaweza kuiga? Kwa sababu huwezi kuleta kitu kipya, unaiga mwenzako na unakiendeleza mbele kutoka pale. Lakini nina imani sasa hizi timu basketball Kenya imekuwa, unaanza kuona transfer ambazo ziko ni nyingi. Watu wameanza kuleta wachezaji kutoka nje. Wachezaji kutoka nje wakija wakitrain na wachezaji wetu wanaanza kuiga vile wanapocheza. So game ina grow kwa sababu competition imekuwa. Tulikuwa tumesimama tunajiona sisi ni wakali sana, tumetulia. Lakini sasa wachezaji kutoka nje wameanza kuletwa kutoka Tanda. KP wamefanya usajili wachezaji wawili, Tanda wamefanya usajili wachezaji 4 na wengine wawili wanakuja. So unapata competition imeanza kuwa kubwa zaidi. Sasa na hii kwetu sisi ni ubora. Competition iko kubwa inamaanisha game ita grow.
Naam, kwa kiduchu tu bwana president, ile transfer ya Madina italeta muhimu gani katika game, au tayari imeleta muhimu gani katika game?
Ni kukwambia ukweli ni kuwa hizo simu ambazo tuna receive kutoka mascout wa nje wanasema haiwezekani akawa ni Medina peke yake, lazima wako Medina kama 100. So tunamshukuru Medina kwa bidii yake ya kujitolea kufanya mazoezi mpaka pale amefika. Amefungulia wasichana wengi milango. Tunapata sasa tunaambiwa kuna mwingine. So ni kazi yetu sisi sasa kama federation tuanze kurudi mashinani, kuwatoa kule mashinani, kuwapatia shule, kuwafundisha na kuwa-expose na waendelee mbele na maisha yao.
Naam, hatimaye bwana president, kabla sijakuachilia, hivi majuzi, japo kwamba ni jambo la kuhuzunisha na ni msiba, kulitokea na kifo cha yule mchezaji wa Eldoret, sio? Na baadhi ya mambo yaliyotokea kwamba labda kuwepo na vile vifaa vya matibabu vya dharura na mambo kama hayo. Je, hili ni jambo ambalo ni mmelitilia, labda mmeliangazia, mmelizungumzia, mmeweka mikakati fulani?
Ni jambo la huzuni lililotokea. Nakumbuka hiyo siku nilikuwa Strathmore kuangalia hiyo michezo, na mimi mwenyewe binafsi nilimwona yule mchezaji kuumia. Nikasema huyu kijana ameumia, lakini unajua kijana atainuka. Nasikia ilipofika wakati wa nusu kipindi cha nusu, nasikia aliomba kurudi kucheza, lakini uongozi ukamzuia. Baada hapo wakampeleka hospitali. Sisi katika ile sehemu ya pale tuliweza kufanya first aid, lakini sasa ni majukumu ya timu kumpeleka hospitali. Baada ya kupeleka hospitali wakaambiwa na daktari kuwa, wakampa dawa kwamba kijana iko sawa. Basi sasa wajua binadamu ni binadamu, huwezi kujua kesho kuna badilika vipi.
Je, mtaimarisha mikakati ya first aid katika kila mechi?
Yeah. In fact hata sasa hivi nimemwambia katibu, nimemwambia atoe executive order ya kwanza ya kuwa kila timu kwa uchache wawe na matibabu ya SHA. Kwa uchache wawe na matibabu ya SHA, kwa sababu hawa wachezaji wanaumia kila wakati. Pili, lazima tuwe na ambulance ya emergency in case mtu ameumia.
Tokea mechi vipi?
Hata sasa ambulance tuko nazo, zishaanza kukua. Tulikuwa nazo msimu uliopita, lakini unaelewa tena ni pia fedha kidogo zinatupiga chenga. Unapata weekend hii tunaleta ambulance, weekend ijayo tunapunguza. That's why tunaomba wadhamini waje, kama wadhamini wa ambulance kama AR Red Cross waseme sisi kama Red Cross tutapatiana huduma ya haraka kwa basketball kwa kipindi cha season nzima. So kila wiki, kila Saturday zinakuja katika hizo sehemu, kwa sababu hatuombi mtu kuumia na si kila mtu anaumia, lakini at least iwe iko pale wakati dharura inahitajika. Kifaa cha kuondosha mtu kutoka sehemu moja mpaka nyingine kipo pale. Yes. So tuwe mikakati yako, na tushaomba, na hii Saturday Sunday tumeona zimekaa ambulance, which tunashukuru kabisa hizo ambulance, na tutazidi kusisitiza pia teams wawe na pia first aiders ndani, wahakikishe pia wachezaji wao wanapata hata kama ni kwa uchache SHA. Na tumeanza kuzungumza na insurance company kama they can come on board as sponsors. Hatunaja pesa zao, wachukue bima tu kwa wachezaji wetu, ambao akitokuwa na mtu na kitu anaweza kwenda mahali akapata panadoli, aspirini, na maisha yanaendelea.
Asante sana Hilmi, na kutakia kila laheri. Lakini labda kabla sijakuachilia, manake na dakika moja tu sekunde, mkutano kama huu una ufahamu gani katika mchezo wa basketball? Wewe jinsi umedadisi mkutano kama huu?
Nimeuona ulikuwa ni mkutano muhimu mkubwa sana kwetu sisi. Kama unavyojua mimi si mkazi wa Nairobi, lakini imebidi niwe katika mkutano huu kwa sababu tumeweza kupata wadhamini wa watu investors wengi ambao wanaulizia kuhusu Kenya basketball. So nisingefika hapa hao wenyewe hawataki kusaidika, na pia kuwekwa katika program African Forward Summit kuwa basketball is one of the program. Hili ni jambo kubwa kwetu sisi, ni mwamko mkubwa umetufungua. President wetu Bwana William Ruto ameona ukweli. So kuanzia saa hii najua ni kuwa lazima arena kama lazima sisi basketball iweke kipaumbele kama alivyosema PS ametuambia mimi nitaweka basketball kipaumbele. Sponsor ni tutawasaidia kama serikali kubadilisha maisha ya watoto. Kama tunavyosema sasa hivi Medina kuwa drafted tu amepata milioni 37. So hii ni kuamka. Waamke kuwa ukichanganya masomo na michezo maisha yako yatakuwa mazuri. So tunawaombea watu vijana wainuke, wajiepushe na miadarati, wajiepushe na mambo ambayo hayana maana, warudi kwenye masomo na maisha yao yatakuwa sawa sawa.
Asante sana na kutakia kila laheri Bwana Hilmi. Asante sana kwa muda wako, sio? Asante sana. Alikuwa ni Bwana Hilmi ambaye ni mwenyekiti wa shirikisho la mchezo wa kikapu humu nchini. Naam, asante sana. Asante sana. Ile alikuwa ni that was the Mr. Hilmi as well as the country director, NBA Africa country director, Mr. and all, as well as the Kenya Basketball Federation president Ali about the aspects and also the good things, that the ties that come with this particular meeting with the president and all these dignitaries here. Definitely the games or people who are on the menu definitely stand a chance to reap big and grow. Reporting for Channel 1 from University of Nairobi grounds, I'm Bernardo Kumu.
Once again, this is something we have been doing at La Laiterie du Berger. Otherwise, we couldn't have been succeeding in making such a grounded, brand and a grounded company while being so deeply involved with the partnership with Danone. So, Antoine, you gave a lot of room, to this kind of innovation. And we know that Africa needs that, needs room to express its way of saying things, of doing things. We've seen it with the cultural activity earlier in the day. So what do you think about giving room?
The room is incredible. I think it is now time to make Africa a food superpower. It has 60% of arable land. It still imports massive amounts of food. The first thing is there is no time left. Climate is impacting. Young people are craving for jobs, are craving for food, so there is no time left. I think the second thing, and we've proven it with Bagore, is there is no excuse. There is no excuse. You can create models that work. You can create models that are impacting. We work across Africa with over 40,000 smallholder farmers, developing them, making them more impactful. They are technological solutions. They are product solutions. So the name of the game is, there is no time, there is no excuse. The only thing that is missing is the will to do it together, because no company will do it by its own and by itself. That's what we have been doing with you, Bagore.
Yes. So, as a takeaway, I think, as an entrepreneur, what I want to share here, because as told, it was a company that had a mission to build a local value chain, etc., which really works. In the same time, it's a big business success. Today we are something like 50 million euros, and we are growing. We will become a regional company. So to my peer entrepreneurs, to go big, be open to partnership. Once again, a partnership in an horizontal way. It's not a way of losing your liberty, your freedom, or your sovereignty. It is a way to grow at the level we need to really build a sustainable Africa.
And it works. We do it with you in Senegal. We do it in Tunisia with Delis. We do it here with Brookside. It works, so just do it. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rodolphe Saade. I'm the CEO of CMA CGM. it's difficult for me to talk about my company without referring to my family, because CMA-CGM is first of all a family story. I am of Lebanese origin. My father left Lebanon during the war in the late 70s to come to France. He invested 50,000 French francs in a company. There were 4 employees in 25 square meters. Today, the CMA-CGM group is $55 billion, 171,000 employees. We operate 700 container ships across the world. We are in 160 countries and developing and growing. What is important about our company is we believe very much in our family values. What does family values mean? Means that we are agile, we are nimble, we do trust from time to time our instinct, and when we move full steam ahead. What I like about the African continent is what you have managed to do with it in the last few years. We have invested very heavily in Ivory Coast. We have invested in Kenya, and I will say a few words about the investment. But what I like is the people that I have been meeting with in my latest trips to Africa. I found people that are very well educated, would like to develop their countries and how to develop and grow it. In Ivory Coast, we have decided to set up our regional office. Instead of being in France or in the UAE, we've decided to set it up in Abidjan, where we have our shipping and logistic division. Yesterday night at the State House, we have announced a major investment in a terminal in Mombasa. We can invest anywhere we want in the world, but we believe that Kenya offers a great potential. And I think that what we have decided to accomplish yesterday by investing quite a lot of money in a greenfield project is because we believe very much in the potential of Kenya and all the growth that you are developing. Maybe as I know that we have to rush, I would like to refer to a little story that happened to me when I met with a gentleman who is the CEO of a startup. He started his company a couple of months ago with a couple of friends, and they have invested a little bit of money. They needed more investors. I met with them a few days ago and I said, why should I invest in your company? And he said, we're trying to do something a little bit like you on a smaller scale. We just need a push, somebody who is going to help us because we have a lot of ideas. We believe very much in what we're doing. And at the end of the day, before coming to see you in this very noisy place, we were able to shake hands and invest in his startup to buy it. What is interesting about this small story is that you need to believe in what you're doing. If you don't, if you think that everything is going to happen no matter what, this is maybe not the right way of looking at it. And I believe that if you are agile, if you are nimble, if you believe in everything you're willing to move, then you should definitely move ahead and trust your own judgment. I think that the African continent is happening now. That is why we are so willing to invest and develop our business. Thank you very much.
Check. Kindly may we clear the walkway. Let's clear this way now. His Excellency, the President is joining us. So kindly, we're requesting that we clear the way, please. We'll have His Excellency President Dr. William Ruto together with President Macron joining us shortly. So I'm requesting all of us in the pathway here, please, let's clear. Kindly, let's clear. They'll be walking in shortly. Then we can have the closing ceremony. But also just to let you know, there is still a very, very good panel that is going to be done even after they have finished. So please don't leave. When the Excellency Presidents leave, kindly stay. We still have a number of panels that are going to be handled and held, and we've left the best for last. So please, make sure you stay around. Meanwhile, we'll be having them walk in very shortly, and we'll go straight into their statements. After their statements, we have a panel discussion where we have Dr. James Mwangi, we have the likes of Aliko Dangote, who will also be speaking. Let us... And Legal Adjufo, I hope I pronounced it correctly. CEO of PPI will also be speaking, so let us all rise. Kindly, let's all rise. All rise. His Excellency President Dr. William Samoei Ruto and His Excellency President Emmanuel Macron. Wonderful. And again, just a reminder that after the presidential closing ceremony, please remain behind. We still have some exciting panels that are going to be taking place. Let us kindly we may take our seats, please. Your Excellencies, welcome to the official closing ceremony of the Business Forum, where we've had quite a number of engagements, and they will continue. So Your Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, and Your Excellency Emmanuel Macron, President of the French Republic, welcome to the official closing ceremony of the Business Forum. We'll get right into it, and allow me, Your Excellencies, to start off with His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto to come on stage to make his remarks. Let's give him a warm, warm clap as he's coming on stage. Welcome, Your Excellency. Thank you. Okay. Your Excellency, my good brother, Emmanuel Macron, President of the Republic of France and co-chair of the Africa Forward Summit 2026. Excellencies, heads of state and government, honorable ministers, captains of industry, distinguished delegates, business people, entrepreneurs, innovators, ladies and gentlemen, we gather here in Nairobi at a very defining moment for this continent of ours and for the future of global partnership. On behalf of the government and people of Kenya, I warmly welcome all of you to this city of Nairobi. Welcome. This city builds very strong foundations established by what was successfully done by Inspire and Connect Business Forum that was the precursor for this meeting we are having here today. Throughout today, engagements here, I am told, have been witnessed more productive business engagements and deliberations. We have witnessed connections. We have witnessed exchange
we have witnessed the power of culture, sports, enterprise, and people-to-people engagement coming together to reflect the growing dynamism of Africa-France cooperation. These interactions have reaffirmed our shared commitment to deepen economic collaboration, expand trade and investment, strengthen cultural ties, and advance a partnership grounded in mutual respect, shared prosperity, and common ambition. This forum has renewed the spirit of engagement between Africa and France and strengthened the foundation upon which a new era of strategic cooperation can now be effectively built. As business leaders, investors, innovators, and policymakers from Africa, France, and beyond gather here today, the depth of today's conversation and the quality of engagement have demonstrated one thing very, very clearly. The opportunities for collaboration between Africa and France are immense, diverse, and transformational. Africa continues to consolidate its position as one of the world's most attractive investment destinations, supported by improving macroeconomic fundamentals and sustained economic growth. In 2025, the continent recorded economic growth of 4.2%, up from 3.5% in 2024. This progress is being driven by stronger macroeconomic stability, expanding domestic demand, infrastructure development, increasing investment flows, demographic strength that we have in our young people, and the continued diversification of Africa's natural and economic resources. Together, these factors are enhancing the continent's competitiveness and reinforcing Africa's emergence as a strategic frontier for global business, industrial expansion, and long-term growth. This morning, my brother, President Macron, and I were in a youth summit right here in this compound. And I remember one young person saying, look, it's no longer looking west or looking east, it's looking forward. And forward is actually looking south. That's what I was told this morning. And I guess that's why we are in this great city of Nairobi, one of the diplomatic hubs in the global south. The success of Africa's continental integration agenda as envisioned under Africa's continental free trade area will depend on quality infrastructure, strategic investment, strengthened partnership, and joint ventures, expanding trade, and meaningful technology transfer capable of accelerating intra-Africa commerce and, of course, economic transformation. Regional economic blocs, including the East African Community, COMESA, and SADC, under the tripartite framework, present extraordinary opportunities for investment, industrial expansion, and regional value chain development. Together, these regional frameworks represent a combined market of more than 800 million people across 29 countries and account for 60% of Africa's gross domestic product. This is not only a market of scale, it is a market of momentum. Excellencies, the global economy is undergoing profound realignment. Supply chains are shifting. Capital is repositioning itself. Nations and industries alike are seeking resilience, sustainability, efficiency, and stability. Africa, and indeed Kenya, stands at the center of this transformation. Our strategic location, vibrant private sector, improving a macroeconomic environment, youthful, and innovative workforce, and expanding green energy infrastructure continue to strengthen Africa's integration into global value chains and support regional industrialization. Kenya in particular has made significant progress in expanding export processing zones and special economic zones that continue to provide attractive incentives for investors and an enabling environment for business. We have also liberalized our foreign exchange regime, enabling investors to repatriate 100% of their profits while advancing innovative financing that is available for all our investors. Infrastructure Fund that we have just established, National Infrastructure Fund, and I was having a conversation with President Macron on how we are going to raise resources in our continent. We have discussed, we will be having a serious meeting tomorrow on matters to do with international financial architecture. While it is okay, and we are having a big conversation on how to make the Bretton-Woods institutions more representative, how to enhance the voice of our continent, how to leverage on our shareholding, we also must do something as a region and a continent. And I have asked my good brother to support us as we push for the new Africa financial architecture, which we will be proposing as we go to the G7. We remain a strategic gateway to both regional and continental markets of nearly 1.6 billion people in this continent. We now look ahead to the next phase of this engagement. Our task is clear: to translate the commitments and conversations emerging from this forum into tangible outcomes that deliver measurable impact in trade, investment, infrastructure, innovation, manufacturing, and sustainable development. Our geography, ladies and gentlemen, and our history, our culture, our shared aspirations for inclusive prosperity provide a powerful foundation for deeper and more enduring cooperation under the Africa Forward framework. That partnership has deepened in recent years. And I want to thank my good friend, President Macron, for having the courage to recalibrate the relationship between France and Africa. You know, and I want to tell President Macron that what you have done is the right thing to recalibrate our relationship. You understand very well that this is a continent of tremendous opportunity, resources, and wealth. And what we are doing as leaders in this continent is not to look for aid anymore. Is not to look for loans anymore. We want to have a balanced conversation. We want to have a mutually beneficial conversation. And this conversation is going to be about investment. We have ideas, we have resources, we have assets, we have our human resource, and we are ready to engage in a manner that is beneficial to France and is beneficial to us. We no longer want a relationship that is one-sided. And this is why this France-Africa Summit in Nairobi is different. We are shifting. The reason why it is being held in an Anglophone country is because we want inclusivity. We want those of us who are Anglophone to feel as part of this relationship as those who are Francophone, because we are one continent and we are one people. And we want that relationship to be a relationship of shared responsibility. We too have responsibilities. The same way our partners and friends have responsibilities. So we must appropriate our responsibilities. We must do our part as everybody else does their part. So congratulations, my good friend Macron. We will be going to the G7. And I will be asking my brother as the leader of the G7 from June this year to help us position this continent appropriately. We want two very important things. Number one, we want a functioning, representative, fair, international financial architecture. One that recognizes our opportunities, one that does not unfairly judge African economies. We want a fair credit rating mechanism that does not disadvantage our economies. And we will prosecute our case and do so efficiently. Number two, we want to make sure that the global financial architecture respects the voice of 1.4 billion people living in this continent. For far too long, we were part of others. We do not want to be part of others. We are a people, we are nations, and I know that President Macron is going to stand with us. I normally tease him, and I normally tell him, when he speaks, he's the only person in the G7 who speaks the language of Africans. And Mr. President, I say this without fear of any contradiction because I have engaged with you and I know where you stand. So I want to say to all of you, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen in this room. Now listen, the business people. You guys have a lot of money. You know? You guys are stranded with a lot of money, and we are stranded as, in government with a lot of projects. We must find the mechanism that leverages on private sector resources, on pension funds, and on money that's available in our insurance companies to drive programs and projects of transformation in our continent. We have huge resources. I want you to listen to me. We have huge resources in our pensions, running into trillions. We have huge resources with our insurance companies, running into trillions, but they fear to invest in public projects because they think it is risky. Now listen to me. We are developing a mechanism together with the Africa Development Bank, Afrexim Bank, Trade and Development Bank, Africa Finance Corporation, RTD, and I remember discussing this with President Macron yesterday, so that we can have a mechanism that will de-risk our public projects and enable you, private sector, pension funds, and insurance companies to invest in public projects. That is how we are going to grow this continent. Continuing to depend on the resources of others and expecting that they will make them available at concessional rates will be a waiting game in vain. So we need to think. That is why in Kenya, we have already established the National Infrastructure Fund. We already have the first $1 billion in the National Infrastructure Fund. And this is a fund that we established 4 months ago. In another few months, maybe a month or two, we will have another $2 billion. And we want to leverage the $3 billion that we are going to put in that fund to raise $30 billion to run our infrastructure programs. That is how transformation is going to be undertaken in this continent. You know, we're not going to be waiting for resources from others. And finally, let me say this. As we work with the private sector, we want the private sector to develop confidence. We now have an opportunity, and I want to talk to the private sector people who are sitting here. I hope my good friend Aliko Dangote is in the room, or right there. We have an infrastructure project for the development of an East African refinery. Dangote tells me that is going to cost anywhere between $16 billion and $20 billion. That East African facility, East African refinery facility, is an investment that the government of Kenya, the government of Uganda, the government of Tanzania, we have agreed that we want to develop a facility that is going to assist us with our fuel products. We do not want to be held hostage anymore by the Strait of Hormuz. We do not want to be held hostage by wars that are started by other people. We have our own resources here, and we are saying we are going to use our African resources to industrialize our region. That is why we have asked Aliko Dangote here to do a research. We have the port of Tanga, we have the port of Mombasa, we have the port of Lamu, and the rest in between. Wherever they will find the most suitable location. From our perspective, because the crude pipeline was going to Tanga, we thought that is the best location. But we will not dictate to Aliko Dangote and the investors. But I want to also tell Aliko and all the other guys, you are not going to invest alone. Governments are also going to invest. So that when you make the money, we also make the money. Right? And we are going to invest so that we can de-risk that investment. I am going to use resources from my National Infrastructure Fund to invest in the refinery so that we can share in the profits that come, and we can assist our private sector to de-risk the investments they are going to put in these projects and make those projects viable and make them cost effective. Let me give you another opportunity. We are building a new airport in Nairobi. It's going to cost us around $1.5 billion. There is an opportunity for investment. Are there any business people in this room? Or these are tourists? They are right here. Yes, I can see them here. So there is an opportunity for you to invest with us. Government of Kenya is going to put in 20%, bring the rest of the money, let's build the airport, and everybody makes money, right? So this is how we want to take things forward. That is how we are going to build public infrastructure. That is how we are going to use private-public partnership to drive African transformation. And that is what we are going to do going forward. Let me conclude this by saying that we need to mobilize domestic resources. I will give you an example. We have mobilized in the last 3 years $4 billion and built a whole housing ecosystem without borrowing a cent from any bank, not from the World Bank, not from IMF, not from anybody. There is opportunity for us to mobilize domestic resources. And we want to work with the private sector to see how we can do that in a way that benefits everybody. I run the risk of doing a lecture because I'm at the Nairobi University where I spend all my time reading. But let me stop there and say thank you very much and welcome to Nairobi. Great. Now it's my moment to invite my good friend and brother, the President of France, Emmanuel Macron. Thank you, Mr. President. Dear William, Mr. Prime Minister, ministers, please. Ministers, ambassadors, business leaders, I'm extremely happy to be here and thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President, not just for welcoming us and hosting this very important meeting, a premiere, but co-chairing as well this Africa Forward Summit. I will switch in French. Monsieur le Président, Mesdames, Messieurs, nous sommes très heureux avec le Président de pouvoir conclure, même si je sais qu'il y a encore beaucoup de prises de parole. Aliko et plusieurs de ses collègues devaient ici aussi prendre la parole et évoquer la suite, et tout ça va se poursuivre. Mais je voulais ici dire quelques mots, quelques convictions dans la continuité, le droit fil du président Ruto, mais déjà que vous puissiez mesurer collectivement ce que représente ce sommet. Normalement, quand il y avait un sommet Afrique-France, ça s'appelait comme ça s'appelait pas Africa Forward, et on commençait par les chefs d'État et de gouvernement, il y avait marginalement l'implication des décideurs économiques, on pouvait faire des forums d'affaires peut-être à part, mais c'était essentiellement dans la main des dirigeants. Et de manière un peu préécrite. Ce sommet Africa Forward, tel qu'il a été conçu, a mis d'abord la jeunesse au cœur. On était ce matin avec le président Ruto auprès des jeunes. Et on a parlé jeunesse, culture et créativité, sport, énergie, santé, digital, agriculture. Et vous avez tenu tout aujourd'hui un business forum inédit qui, autour de Inspire and Connect Africa Forward, a permis des rencontres d'affaires, je vais y revenir, mais de porter aussi la voix des chefs d'entreprise, des investisseurs que vous êtes, des dirigeantes et dirigeants d'entreprises de tout le continent de France et d'Europe, de manière inédite pour demain notre sommet. Puisque tout ça se continuera avec une représentation de certains d'entre vous qui viendra échanger dans un moment complètement inédit avec les chefs d'État et de gouvernement qui seront présents demain. Alors pour ça, je veux remercier très chaleureusement d'abord, évidemment, nos hôtes kenyans, l'université, l'ensemble de vos équipes, Monsieur le Président et des ministères, merci infiniment, et les co-organisateurs BPI France, Business France, Proparco, et tous ensemble, vous avez su créer ce moment absolument inédit. Donc bravo à vous et merci. Je veux évidemment remercier à leur côté l'ensemble des entrepreneuses et entrepreneurs qui se sont mobilisés, nos organisations professionnelles, le MEDEF, les CCI France Internationale, les CCEF, le CIAN ou encore Alpha, tous pour leur mobilisation, nos volontaires aussi pour avoir permis cette journée avec vous et permettre aussi la journée de demain et toute la suite. Un grand merci à toutes et tous. Africa Forward, Inspire and Connect, ce sont, et c'est pour ça que ce lieu est presque débordant d'énergie, on attendait 2000, 2500 personnes au début. Vous êtes près de 7000, ça ne s'est jamais vu. Il n'y a jamais eu un tel forum d'affaires à ce niveau-là, avec autant de participants. C'est une formidable mobilisation avec des grands témoins issus du monde économique, de l'entrepreneuriat, de la société civile, avec des experts de tous horizons qui ont nourri les 32 panels organisés autour de 4 agoras, Build, Produce, Trust, Innovate, et 6 sessions qui se sont tenues à huis clos. Près de 7000 participants, plus de 700 rencontres d'affaires organisées. C'est ça le résultat de ce moment inédit, avec là aussi des résultats absolument uniques qui sont en train de changer les choses.
Alors vous l'avez dit, Président, et je crois qu'on se retrouve ici ensemble tous les deux parce que nous portons la même vision. Le partenariat entre la France et l'Afrique, il a des fondations solides. Beaucoup d'entreprises les portent ici. 64 milliards d'euros d'échanges commerciaux annuels, 50 milliards d'euros d'investissements directs français en Afrique, auxquels s'ajoutent des investissements africains en croissance constante en France, 1 million d'emplois créés par des entreprises françaises sur le continent, 5 milliards d'euros de transferts annuels de la diaspora. Ne jamais les oublier. Et depuis 10 ans, notre relation s'est profondément transformée sur la base justement de ce que le Président a pu évoquer et de ce en quoi nous croyons très profondément. Et au fond, il y a un regard qui a changé, le Président l'a dit très bien, qu'on est en train de changer, que les entreprises françaises sont en train de changer, il faut encore accélérer. Que dans les commentaires en France, je ne sens pas toujours assez et je n'entends pas assez, que parfois, dans certains pays francophones d'Afrique, je n'entends pas assez. On dit la France est en train de disparaître, elle se désintéresse de l'Afrique. Non, pas du tout. Mais la relation change, et heureusement. La France, depuis 25 ans, elle est bousculée en Afrique. Et c'est normal, et c'est très bien. Et c'est très bien. Et elle est bousculée, pourquoi ? Parce que pendant trop longtemps, trop de monde, il faut le dire, dans les grandes entreprises comme dans les administrations, pensait qu'il y avait un précaré. Non, on est français, tout nous est ouvert. Là, fini. Les Chinois sont arrivés, les Turcs, les Américains, beaucoup d'autres, et beaucoup d'autres Africains, et on dit on est plus compétitifs que vous, on est meilleurs que vous, et ils ont pris des parts de marché. Et des pays qui se sont développés ont donné ces parts de marché à des gens qui étaient plus compétitifs que nous. Et alors ? L'Afrique se développe de manière inédite. C'est le continent le plus dynamique au monde. L'année dernière, plus de croissance que l'Asie du Sud-Est. C'est un continent où il y a plus d'1 milliard de jeunes de moins de 30 ans. Il faut juste que nous, et c'est ce qu'on fait ces dernières années, Français et Européens, on se réveille. Et on s'est réveillé. L'AFD s'est remobilisée avec elle dans ce partenariat avec BPI France, tout ce qu'on a fait ces dernières années. Les Choose Africa, Digital Africa, nos passeports, talents, tout ce qu'on a fait pour que la jeunesse, nos diasporas aient beaucoup plus vite, beaucoup plus fort. Et puis on s'est réveillé, on a dit on veut reconquérir des parts de marché dans l'Afrique francophone, mais on veut aussi en conquérir dans l'Afrique lusophone, anglophone, parce que l'Afrique n'est qu'un continent. Mais pas parce que c'est un droit, parce qu'on veut être les meilleurs. Et on doit changer la logique. Et le président Ruto l'a dit formidablement. Ce que demande le continent africain, ce n'est pas qu'on vienne donner de l'aide. Ils veulent qu'on vienne investir. Ils ne veulent pas qu'on vienne expliquer ici ce qui est bon et qui correspond à notre offre, parce qu'on aurait, nous, on est très bon dans tel et tel domaine, on va vous expliquer, vous en avez besoin, vous ne l'aviez pas compris, on arrive. Ça ne marche plus. Il faut co-construire avec le continent africain et dire où est-ce que le business veut se développer, dans l'énergie, dans les infrastructures, dans l'éducation, dans l'agriculture, dans la santé, et ensemble, on co-investit, on coproduit. Cette révolution conceptuelle, c'est celle qu'on a mis en marche ces dernières années. Quand il y a eu le Covid, tout de suite on s'est engagé. J'ai appelé le président c'était Moussa Faki à l'époque, de la Commission de l'Union africaine. On a fait ensemble un bureau de l'Union africaine et on a lancé une plateforme pour produire en Afrique des diagnostics, des tests et commencer à produire des vaccins. William s'en souvient, on a lancé des projets ici, on en a lancé en Rwanda, on en a lancé en Afrique du Sud, chez notre frère Cyril, et des entreprises africaines et européennes ont développé ensemble des productions. Parce que le continent africain en avait marre juste de recevoir nos médicaments produits ailleurs, parce que la réalité était la suivante, l'Afrique c'était 20% des besoins de vaccins, 1% de la production de vaccins. Et c'est ça qu'on est en train de bouger. Et de la même manière, quand on a lancé au Nigeria, avec mes frères chefs d'entreprise que je vois ici, des initiatives nouvelles dans les industries culturelles et créatrices, dans l'énergie, dans le digital, on l'a fait en coproduction. Parce que les Nigériens nous ont dit, c'est bon, nous on sait faire. Mais venez nous aider pour mieux intégrer. Et être mieux intégrés dans la CEDEAO. Parce que être en partenariat avec des entreprises du monde francophone comme les vôtres, c'est intelligent pour nous, pour mieux travailler avec la Côte d'Ivoire, avec le Sénégal, et aller plus loin dans l'intégration régionale. Et donc toute la stratégie qu'on mène depuis 10 ans, c'est une stratégie de réveil, de changement de regard, de respect, de partenariat mutuel, qui dit, 1, nos diasporas en France sont une chance. On a des millions de jeunes qui ont des origines africaines, on veut qu'elles se démultiplient ici. 2, on veut que nos entreprises françaises les emploient, les embauchent pour être en quelque sorte des accélérateurs de croissance sur le continent. 3, ce continent a toutes les clés en main. On veut l'aider, on veut co-investir avec lui et sortir de la logique verticale pour être dans une logique d'égalité partenariale, de co-investissement. Et 4, on veut bâtir ensemble ces solutions d'avenir. Parce que les solutions d'avenir se feront pour ce continent avec sa jeunesse. Et on l'a vu ce matin, le président le rappelait, le mobile payment, il a été inventé ici, s'est développé beaucoup plus vite en Afrique que sur le continent européen. Et nos amis kenyans le savent, comme nos amis marocains le savent formidablement, eux aussi. Tout ça, c'est ce qui est au cœur de Africa Forward. C'est un changement de regard et un changement de logique. Et donc je voulais simplement vous annoncer aujourd'hui que, à travers cette mobilisation, tout ce qui a été fait, il y a des résultats très concrets pour le continent africain. Aujourd'hui, par votre mobilisation et ce qui a été fait, ce sont 23 milliards d'euros d'investissement annoncés pour le continent africain. 23 milliards d'euros. Ces 23 milliards d'euros, c'est 14 milliards d'euros d'entreprises françaises qui sont là, des grands groupes, des ETI, des investissent 14 milliards d'euros sur le continent et je salue tous leurs dirigeants qui sont là présents, qui investissent 14 milliards d'euros, évidemment au Kenya, mais dans tous les pays ici présents, ici, et qui vont créer plus de 250 000 emplois directs en France et en Afrique. Et à côté de ça, c'est 9 milliards d'euros d'investissement d'entrepreneurs et d'investisseurs africains en Afrique qui se sont... C'est inédit et c'est exactement la plateforme de mobilisation dont nous avions besoin, dont on a besoin et qu'on veut accélérer. Donc, immense applaudissement pour vous tous ici, pour ce résultat extraordinaire. Et moi, je veux remercier vraiment les entreprises françaises qui sont mobilisées, qui sont là. On a beaucoup parlé d'Orange, on a vu tout à l'heure Canal+, on a vu Biomérieux, on a les entreprises qui sont dans le secteur, en effet, aussi de la santé, Castel et d'autres, Sidovica, et dans tous les secteurs, on a des entreprises, je ne veux pas faire de jaloux, on a des entreprises familiales, on a des groupes cotés, on a des PME, vous avez joué le jeu de manière extraordinaire, on a des entreprises de tous les territoires qui sont là, qui sont développées. Mais je suis très heureux que vous soyez là, aux côtés de grands dirigeants, malgaches, béninois, sénégalais, nigérians, marocains, et qu'ensemble vous construisiez des projets. Parce que c'est exactement ça l'avenir. Et je voulais vous dire que tout ça, je le conçois aussi dans un rapport totalement réciproque. Avec Boger le sait, on a fondé avec Jean, quelques autres, Tony était là aussi, on pense à Gilbert, à Mike, on a tous les amis qui sont là, le professeur Abiou était avec nous ce matin pour la villa et Aliko aussi. On a fondé ce conseil africain franco-nigérian. Le Nigeria était au cœur de Choose France. Il y a 2 ans, 3 ans, 4 ans, il le sera encore. Et ce que je voulais vous dire dans le rapport bilatéral, c'est que je veux qu'il y ait plus d'investisseurs africains en France aussi. On n'est pas juste là pour venir investir sur le continent africain à vos côtés, mais on a besoin que les grands leaders d'entreprises africains viennent investir en France. Et c'est ça aussi qui fonde cette relation, maintenant totalement décomplexée. Parce que c'est aussi un changement du regard, c'est aussi une réalité. Il y a aujourd'hui des investisseurs, des entrepreneurs sur le continent africain extraordinairement innovants, extraordinairement ambitieux, qui nous aident à changer la France et qui nous aident à créer des emplois industriels dans notre pays. C'est une immense fierté et c'est la clé de ce partenariat réciproque, juste, dont William a parlé il y a un instant. Et donc vraiment un immense bravo pour ces investissements, ce qui a été fait. Et je voudrais finir en répondant au président Ruto pour ce qu'il a dit et ce qu'on va faire demain et à Évian. Vous avez à la clé ces dizaines de milliards d'investissements ce changement de la perspective qu'on a su faire durant ces 10 dernières années ensemble, mais on veut aller plus loin. Et si on est honnête, quels sont les défis aujourd'hui pour que l'Afrique soit au rendez-vous de sa réussite entrepreneuriale? On les connaît. 1, l'éducation. Franchement, ce qu'a fait le Maroc, c'est une révolution incroyable. Je le dis ici, Monsieur le Premier ministre, mais ce que vous avez fait sous l'autorité de Sa Majesté le Roi est un modèle pour le continent, formation primaire, secondaire et universitaire, avec des résultats, je veux dire, c'est là qu'on voit les choses, c'est parmi les meilleurs résultats dans notre école polytechnique, les jeunes qui sortent de chez vous. Et donc, c'est un modèle extraordinaire. Le Kenya est en train de faire des choses absolument formidables. Le Nigeria est en train de faire des choses formidables, on le voit ici. Et c'est d'ailleurs pour ça qu'on a commencé la journée avec le président, avec un investissement de l'Agence française de développement dans l'ingénierie, l'IA, avec sa clé, avec l'AFD, dans cet alma mater du président Ruto. L'éducation, l'éducation, l'éducation. 2, l'énergie. Vous avez cette bataille. On a besoin que le continent africain transforme son énergie. Et il y a des trésors extraordinaires. Des trésors d'hydroélectricité. Je pense à la République démocratique du Congo, avec des entrepreneurs qui sont là, des grands projets qui sont en train de se bâtir, en RDC et au Congo. Je pense aussi aux carbures. L'Algérie a un développement extraordinaire, avec des investisseurs, des entrepreneurs, l'un des Eldorado de demain pour les transitions par le gaz, pas simplement pour le continent africain, mais la Méditerranée. Et vous avez dans beaucoup de vos pays la volonté de développer le nucléaire civil, et on veut être des partenaires de cela. Et donc l'énergie, c'est un formidable levier de transformation. Vous avez des grands entrepreneurs de l'énergie ici, on veut être des partenaires de ce développement. La troisième chose, ce sont les infrastructures. Ça a été très bien dit. Des infrastructures du numérique, les infrastructures de transport, les infrastructures d'énergie, le grid là aussi. C'est une clé pour développer l'économie de vos pays. C'est une clé pour la souveraineté du continent africain. Et c'est là d'ailleurs où nous avons exactement le même défi. On a commencé la journée comme ça avec le président. C'est que nous aussi, on veut notre propre souveraineté sur nos infrastructures comme vous. Éducation, énergie, structuration de l'économie. C'est le 4e défi. L'un des grands défis de l'Afrique, on le sait, c'est qu'il y a énormément d'emplois qui se créent, mais beaucoup formels. Et donc il faut aider les entreprises du continent africain à structurer, en améliorant la gouvernance, en permettant de grandir, en permettant, ce faisant, de payer les salaires, d'intégrer le système bancaire et le financement pour permettre à plus de ménages en Afrique, jeunes ou moins jeunes, d'accéder à un logement durable, aux services primaires que sont l'éducation et à la santé et au bon développement. La capacité à faire de l'économie africaine une économie plus formelle, elle est clé. Et c'est là où on doit aider vos gouvernements, les accompagner dans la structuration de ces stratégies. Et le 5e et dernier, et je suis sans doute incomplet, et c'est les 5 auxquels je tenais, c'est pour réussir ça, il faut de l'investissement massif. Massif, public et privé. Et cette stratégie d'investissement, c'est celle qu'on est en train de mener. Et donc vous avez en quelque sorte fait votre part avec les annonces d'aujourd'hui, les 23 milliards d'euros d'investissement venant de la France africain pour l'Afrique. Mais ce qu'on veut faire demain et au G7, c'est de structurer un cadre d'investissement pour le continent africain. Il n'y a aucune raison aujourd'hui pour qu'il y ait si peu d'investissements privés qui viennent sur un continent plein d'énergie et de jeunesse comme le vôtre. Et donc dans ce continent, si on veut réussir à monter la chaîne de valeur, qui est le cœur des défis si on veut réussir la montée dans l'économie formelle, l'Afrique est un continent où on ne doit pas simplement extraire les matières et les minerais, on doit les transformer, on doit créer de l'industrie, on doit avoir une agriculture intelligente pour la structurer et avoir toutes ces opportunités. Si on veut ça, il faut de l'investissement massif. Pour ça, il faut qu'on arrive à résoudre la question du rating des pays et de beaucoup des entreprises et de la notation. Et il faut qu'on arrive à résoudre le risque pour les investisseurs, souvent non africains, et parfois certains investisseurs africains. Il y a 6 ans ensemble, on a lancé à Paris, 5 ans, c'était le lancement des économies africaines, on a bâti une stratégie d'émission des droits de tirage spéciaux du FMI pour les réallouer en Afrique. On a réussi notre pari, plus de 100 milliards de droits de tirage spéciaux ont été réalloués sur le continent africain. Initiative franco-africaine. Ça a permis avec le FMI de faire quoi? De développer des projets aux côtés des États de manière clé. Il y a eu une dizaine de programmes. C'était une première étape. Deuxième étape, à Paris, juillet 2023, William était là. On s'est battu, beaucoup de dirigeants étaient là. Le pacte de Paris pour les peuples et la planète. Et là, on a dit, il faut plus de leviers. Et on était tous les deux à une table ronde avec le président de la Banque mondiale, la directrice générale du FMI. On a dit, on augmente le levier pour que quand on met de l'argent du FMI et de la Banque mondiale, ça déclenche à chaque fois le même argent du privé. On a complètement transformé l'effet de levier. Il y a beaucoup plus d'argent privé qui est venu en déclenchement. Il reste un problème qu'on n'a pas résolu. Et on doit le résoudre entre demain et Evian. C'est qu'aujourd'hui, on n'a pas de vrai mécanisme qui garantisse les premières pertes. Et donc, on doit réussir à traiter la question de la notation de beaucoup d'États africains qui sont souvent sous B-, parce que le programme MIGA de la Banque mondiale a permis de rendre éligibles à des garanties jusqu'à B-, en dessous fini, donc il n'y a qu'une quinzaine d'États africains éligibles. Mais on doit réussir surtout à avoir des vrais mécanismes de première perte. Il y a beaucoup de mécanismes aujourd'hui qui prennent les deuxièmes pertes, mais ça ne suffit pas. Ce qui fait qu'on a énormément de banques, de fonds d'investissement, d'entrepreneurs, parfois africains, mais surtout non africains, qui ne viennent pas investir ici. La solution existe, et elle existe ici au Kenya, c'est Atidi. Et le président de la BAD est venu me voir il y a quelques semaines, m'a dit, il faut qu'on regarde avec ça, ça marche, c'est de la première perte. Donc nous, Français, on va co-investir à vos côtés, rentrer au capital d'Atidi, pour se mettre aux côtés de nos frères africains et de quelques autres. On va surtout structurer ensemble, demain avec nos frères africains et William, le tour de piste qui va nous permettre de faire d'Atidi la vraie plateforme, le vrai mécanisme de garantie de perte pour le continent africain. Et on va ensemble tous les deux aller à Evian à la mi-juin pour convaincre le G7 d'endosser cela et que toutes les économies les plus riches nous accompagnent pour mettre cette sécurité derrière. Voilà mes amis, je ne serai pas plus long, je vais arrêter là. En tout cas, on a senti toute la journée beaucoup d'énergie. Et je voulais vous dire combien on est fiers avec le président Ruto d'être à vos côtés. Et au fond de vous dire, l'avenir c'est vous qui allez l'écrire. Les plus jeunes comme les moins jeunes, mais ceux qui portent l'avenir de ce continent, que vous soyez entrepreneuses, entrepreneurs, artistes, académiques, chercheurs ou chercheuses, journalistes, sportifs. Et avec ce forum, vous avez, je crois, ouvert une ère nouvelle. Mais avec ces 23 milliards d'euros d'investissement annoncés aujourd'hui, et tout ce qu'on va lancer, c'est une ère nouvelle qui s'ouvre. Et elle s'ouvre aujourd'hui à Nairobi, dans votre alma mater, Monsieur le Président, mon cher William, et il n'y aura plus de retour en arrière. On va ensemble coproduire, co-investir, co-inventer, parce que c'est le sens de la nouvelle relation entre la France, l'Europe, entre nous et le Kenya et tout le continent africain. Merci beaucoup.
A round of applause to His Excellency Dr. William Samuel Ruto and His Excellency Emmanuel Macron. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Your Excellencies.
C'est toujours un pour le savoir, deux pour le progrès. On fait les choses parce qu'il ne suffit pas d'y croire.
Thank you.
C'est toujours un pour le savoir, deux pour le progrès.
So for the benefit of the businessmen in the room, kindly note that we still have a panel discussion, and we have Aliko Dangote from Dangote Group, Dr. James Mwangi, Equity Bank Kenya, and Nazat Hyatt, from the Kingdom of Morocco in Mohammed VI Fund, who are going to be taking the stage shortly after this. So please don't go, don't leave the businessmen in the room. Kindly don't leave, as we are still going to have a panel discussion. And like I've mentioned, we have Aliko Dangote, Dr. James Mwangi, and Nazat Hyatt, who are going to be taking the stage shortly after this. So I kindly maintain our positions as I call on Caro, who is going to be running and heading that session, which is going to take place very, very shortly. So please, let's maintain our positions. Thank you.
They're just calling to keep the
Okay, I know you want to leave. We want to hear these final leaders of Dangote, James Mwangi, Tony Alimulu, and if the presidents are not in a hurry, they can hear the last word from the business sector. If I can have them up on the stage. Neza, Samad, yeah. There's so much, but we can't do it all today, so we'll have the final words from, I know the presidents are trying to walk out, but they could listen to the final word.
Wewe ulipata wapi hiyo madaraka ya kufanya mpaka uongeze vitu bei?
Wewe tenda kulalisha
matumbo na ugali? Eite wo
150 mpaka hiyo achana nao.
Kwa mtu ukua, ingia ndani ukua utakula.
Sasa pesa yako ni pesa ngapi?
50 bob tu.
Hani kwani wewe una uchanja ya Nairobi? Niko na kashita kadogo, lakini unajua nikapupwa kwangu inakaa kama elephant, lakini kwako ni kainsi.
Sina pesa.
Haya.
Unafanya nini? Unataka kuwekea watu sumu?
Halo. Nani bigilo paje? Unaniangaliaje hapa na nabisha?
Aya.
Unaonyesha nani meno? Ukicheka tena na kuvunja, si ati nini? Amua nataka nikuvunje.
Weka mawe, weka.